Thank you guys for coming. This is my wife, Beth. She's going to run through the pattern for you guys. We're going to do the rookie pattern first. If you guys have any questions after the pattern, feel free to ask. Two things before we get started. The rookie pattern, if you'll notice, it says to trot through these serpentine logs and then collect the trot. That was a typo, okay? They're going to tell the judges that it's just a trot. You don't change speed. So you're going to trot through the logs, continue at a trot up to the cowbell. No extension. No extension in the rookie pattern. And then make sure you got the pattern with the bridge on it. I guess there's one floating around that didn't have a bridge. Yeah. So there is a bridge added to this pattern. Can everybody hear me okay? Yeah. All right. So Beth's going to go ahead and start. And they said they're going to try to get something out here for you guys to stand at, a bush or a cone to have the next horse ready. Be ready when that judge waves the flag, okay? So we start out, we're going to side pass. The pattern doesn't specify which direction to side pass, but to me, if I was going to side pass up to that gate, that's the way I'd be facing. So, you know, makes more sense to me to side pass to the left there. We're going to open and close the gate. And they said they'd put something on that gate. If you practice tonight, it's a little flimsy. They're going to sturdy it up a little bit for tomorrow, so it's not so flimsy wanting to fall over. From there, we walk or trot to the bucket. Beth chose just to trot off. Either way is fine. Yep. Okay. So we're just going to continue at a trot around across the log. Cross this line again, we're going to lope off. Lope these two lope poles. Break to our walk. And walk over the bridge. The ranch trail, we don't have any Test. You guys hear me now? Yeah. All right. So in the range trail, we don't have a stride rule. If you want to take that wide, make it 2 strides, or go to the inside and make it 1, either way is perfectly fine. We're going to continue at the walk up to the side pass hill. Here too, it doesn't really matter how you get to it. I always kind of go back to, if I was on a range and I was going to do this, how would I do it? What's the most efficient, smoothest way to do this? Beth chose to walk up there and do a 90. If you want to walk around, make a corner, and then back through, that's perfectly fine too. We're going to back around. Here also, if you want to kind of back a little U right there and get straight, Beth chose to back a little further, do a 180, trot off, trot through your serpentine. Stop, pick up your cowbell, and show that your horse isn't scared of that cowbell. If you've got a horse that doesn't mind that, I'd pick it up and bring the heck out of it, Show the judges that your horse doesn't mind it. Do we have any questions on that pattern? No questions. Okay. Do you guys want to see that one again, or do you guys want to do anyone want to see the rookie pattern again? Okay, we'll go through the rookie pattern again. Do that one more time, Beth. Maybe take a different path for the back through and turn around or something. So any questions that you have on this ranch trail, I always go back to, like I said, if I was on a ranch and I had to perform this task, what's the most efficient way to do it, So we're going to start with the side pass. I like how she side passed, the same pace all the way across there, right up to the gate, no hesitation. Open and close your gate. And that gate has those feet on it that stick out a little bit, so you got to watch those. So here we're a walk or a trot, whatever you're most comfortable with. Get in this area, we need to be trotting. Trot around over the log. When you cross that line again where you came across, that's where I'd lope off. We're going to lope these two poles. Somewhere in here, you're going to break to the wall. No hesitation there. That was nice. Walk right up over the bridge. Cross your walk poles. And, this, you just have to play with this when you practice it. What are you most comfortable doing? How are you most comfortable getting to that back curve? It was pretty efficient the way she did it right there. So back through the L. This time she's going to turn that way. Either way is perfectly acceptable. Trot through your serpentine and don't change your speed here. You're just going to trot right up, grab that bell, and ring your bell. And then it says walk or trot to exit. Personally, if I was showing this and those judges have to sit there and watch the same pattern 150 times tomorrow, however many it is, I'd trot out. I wouldn't make them wait, But it says walk or trot, so that's totally up to you guys. Any questions? Yes.
The top line, is this the top line?
So the question was, is top line judged? No, not really, not in the ranch. A consistent top line, I think is more eye appealing. If your horse is consistently a little higher headed and you can pull on those reins and it stays there and, it's the same throughout the pattern. I think it's more eye pleasing, that you're probably going to score a little higher on the maneuver score, but no, the top line is not judged per se. Anybody else? Okay, and we'll go on to the level 1 pattern. This pattern is very similar. We're going to start with a side pass. And I would imagine they'll get something out here for you guys to kind of stand at and be ready. Going to walk up, side pass. One thing too, I've shown a lot of AQHA World shows. Typically what they'll do is they'll set a pattern like this at night for you to practice. Tomorrow when you show, don't be surprised if there's some more bushes or some brush or some other stuff out here, okay? We're going to work the left-hand gate. And here again, we can walk or trot away from the gate. To the bucket. Go ahead and pick that bucket up. And you can, like Beth put all that Rommel reins in that one hand. That's how we normally do that when you're riding in Rommels. You can also switch hands on the reins. If you do switch hands on the reins, when you put the bucket back, you need to switch back. So from there, we're going to lope off, lope our 2 lope poles again. And then we break to the walk. Walk over our bridge. through our walk logs. And you guys need to kind of play with that with your horse and see where you want to come off that bridge and where you want to cross those walk logs. That time she walked up and turned into her L. That's perfectly fine. Back at your L. And now this time we extend trot. I kind of like that path that she took there, gave her a little bit more room on that first log. And ideally, we want to keep that same pace all the way up to the cowbell. Oh, I'm sorry. She said it was collect. Yeah. So we're going to extend trot through the serpentine, and then we collect the trot before the cowbell, which there's not a whole lot of room to do that either, guys. So that's a high degree of difficulty. I definitely spend some time practicing that. Ring your cowbell and walk or trot to exit. Like I said before, if it was me, I'd trot. But you guys, one thing I forgot to say, we, as professional horsemen, we do these ride the patterns and give you our opinion on the pattern. If you guys are here with a horse trainer, by all means, listen to them. They know your horse, they know you, they know how you guys perform together. They're telling you to do something that way for a reason. Okay, so your trainer always trumps what I say. Do we have any questions on this? Yes.
Since that serpentine is kind of tight, is it okay to sit the extended trot if you just really drive and push instead of leaning up?
For sure. The question was, is it okay to sit the extended trot through the serpentine? Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing saying you got to post or stand or whatever. If you're more comfortable and you can get, a definite difference in speed, the best way that you can do that, then it's fine either way you want to do it. It is a pretty tight area right there to get from the extended trot to the regular trot and ring the cowbell. When you practice tonight, just practice it several different ways and find, nothing says you have to hug those logs real tight. If you want to make it a little wider, give yourself a little more room. Biggest difference is those judges want to see a definite change in speed from the extended trot to the regular trot before the cowbell. Anybody else have any questions out here? All right. Oh, yes.
What would be the difference between a good ranch trot horse and an exceptional?
Style and degree of difficulty, if that makes sense. A good mover, something that you want to sit on all day long and ride. You don't want one that's not a good mover, just basically. And then the ranch trail, there's a lot of interpretation as to how you want to ride this pattern. If you want to ride it and take some risks and you go out there and be a little faster, a little fancier, but still smooth, and you can pull that off, then that's going to score higher.
So would faster be?
Faster without sacrificing correctness and smoothness. Higher degree of difficulty. Anybody else? All right, Beth, you want to run through it one more time? While she's getting ready there, guys, if you get some information out of here and you like it, we as professional horsemen, we volunteer our time to give you guys our knowledge that we've gained over years. And that crisis fund has really helped a lot of professionals over the years. If we get hurt, we don't have sick leave or sick pay, we don't make money. And we don't get paid very much to begin with, believe it or not. So it really helps a lot of people out there. So we're going to walk up and side pass again. I like to see a horse that kind of stays the same speed across there, whether it's fast or slow, or I don't like to see him take a step and stop, take a couple more steps and stop. That was a nice side pass. An efficient gait. Here again, we can walk or trot. This time she's going to walk. Grab that bucket and draw her circle again. So I kind of like how she did that, where she's facing that way when she puts the bucket back. You know, that way it sets her up a little bit better for local departure. Slope our logs, and we didn't hit them this time. This horse is pretty green at trail, so they don't let us use the horses that are showing here to do the demonstrations. So she was here for the ranch riding, but she's pretty green at the trail. Lock up. We're going to back through our L. So that was really smooth. You know, to me, if I was judging, that would be a plus maneuver there. And like somebody asked, you know, can you sit trot? Yep, she's going to sit trot at this time and show a good change of speed. I like that. Right up and ring your bell. And then walk and trot it. Walk or trot 2x. Anybody have any? You know, we got a couple questions down here.
All night to practice if you don't want time until.
Scott. Hey, Scott. Scott Newman. Hey, is the arena open all night? Yes. What time is it going to close, Scott?
7 a.m.
7 a.m.